Good morning, friends. I'm so bummed that we all can't be at church right now, but I know it's really important that we stay home and we do our best to keep ourselves and our friends and our neighbors healthy. I know it's been a crazy week. I'm sure things at your house have been different too. Maybe your older brothers and sisters have been home from school, or maybe even you got to be home from school this week. Some of you might have mom and dad home too, which is kind of fun, right? So I know our house is certainly different. So I'm sure some things have changed at yours too. Usually, if it were a normal week, our weeks would end with our weekends, and our weekends would end with us together at church singing and having a good time, and then coming together in children's worship and Sunday school to learn a little bit about Jesus and do a craft together and just have fun. So we're going to do our best today to do a little bit of that, even though we're miles apart and we're stuck in our own house, right? So what I want you to do is pretend that we are in our classroom, and I want you to grab a seat so that we can listen to our story. Our story today comes from this really cool book called Indescribable. Maybe some of you guys have this at your house. Each story talks about how awesome and powerful our God is. And sometimes in crazy weeks where things get all mixed up and turned around, it's important for us to remember that our God is still in control, and he is still big, and he is still mighty, and he is still powerful. So let's take a second and let's read together. All right, I know you can't see the pictures too well, but these are some different landscapes. We have the ocean, and we have the desert and the Arctic, and I think we're going to learn about all kinds of plants that live there. So listen to this. It says in Philippians 4, verses 12 through 13, it says, I have learned the secret of being happy at any time in everything that happens. I can do all things through Christ because he gives me strength. So even when our weeks are super crazy and messed up and things are a little crazy, we can remember that we have a God who is mighty and powerful, and he's in control. Listen to how well he cares for his creation. Listen to this. It said plants need just a few things to grow: sunlight, water, air, and nutrients. Some plants, like trees and grass, get what they need in a pretty simple way. Dirt gives them their nutrients, rain gives them their water, and plants find sunlight and air all around them. But God made other plants to be a little more creative to get what they need. For example, some desert plants have very long roots, allowing them to dig deep for underground water. Remember, they're in the desert. It's pretty hot and dry, right? Those roots must be so deep. Many desert plants, like the cacti, are able to store water from rare desert rainfalls. In the rainforest, though, where it rains more than 100 inches every year, plants have drip tips that quickly send all the extra water dripping away so that their leaves don't get moldy. And in the Arctic, plants grow low to the ground and close together to survive the bitter cold. God also created you to bloom right where you're planted, no matter where you are and no matter what happens around you. How? Well, by depending on Jesus and being thankful for all that he's given you. Even if you're having an absolute best day ever, it's easy to bloom with happiness and thankfulness. When you're having the worst day ever, it's a bit tougher. But you can always be thankful for Jesus. So put your roots in his love and let God's word feed you and reach out to the world around you. And before you know it, you'll be blooming right where you are planted. Listen to this. It says, fire, it's under be amazed on the side. It says, fire is the enemy of all plants, right? Well, wrong. Not the jack pine, also known as the Pinus banksania. These trees' seeds are stuck in. Think of resin as being like super glue. Since the resin is so strong, cones can stay sealed shut for years until a forest fire sweeps through and melts the resin and allows the cones to open and spill out their seeds. That's part of God's miraculous design to replant forests after a fire. You see, guys, God's thought of everything. If he takes care of these little tiny plants and helps them grow no matter where they're at, we have to remember that he's going to help us grow right where we're at too. Listen to our prayer. So you can fold your hands and close your eyes and listen. Dear God, no matter what's happening in my day today, I know that I have many things to be thankful for. Open my eyes to see them and help me bloom wherever you plant me. That's a pretty cool story, huh? We have to remember that God's got all the little details figured out, even when we don't understand it all. So now what we usually do together is we're going to do a craft. And so I'm going to show you what you need, and it should be stuff that you guys have around your house if you ask mom or dad. So you're going to need a piece of paper, and I've chosen blue. You can choose whatever color you want. We're going to make some flowers, okay? And then once you get your paper, if you have, these are cupcake liners. So they look like this. You need maybe 3 of them, okay? They can be any color that you want. And then you need some markers or some glue and some sprinkles or some glitter. All right, take a look at this. So I'm gonna show you how to make your flower craft, and this will help remind you, hopefully, all week this week when you look at it, that first of all, spring is coming, right? And sunshine and all of that good stuff, and that God takes care of even the tiniest plants, and he'll take care of us too. So take a look at this. Here's how we're gonna do this. So you're gonna put your paper on the table when you have all of your stuff ready. And the first thing you're gonna do is take a little bit of glue, and you're gonna decide how many flowers you want. And however many flowers you want, that's how many cupcake liners you're gonna use. So we're gonna put a little bit of glue on this one, and we're gonna put them right here. And then we're going to, I think I'm gonna do 3. So I've got 1 pink one. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on this guy over here. With that, I think I need to add a little more over to this guy. Right here. And then I'm gonna add 1 more. I'm gonna put him right in the middle. Right there. Okay. Check that out. All right. And now I'm going to add their stems, and I'm going to do this with glue. And so I'm going to take some glue, and I'm just going to draw the line where I want the stem to be for my flower. So I'm going to start over here on this guy. Go like this on his. And this right here. And then we're going to do one way over here too. And if you want, you can even do some leaves. All right, sticking off to the sides. So you got a cute little glue design here. If you had glitter glue at your house, it would be a perfect time to use some glitter glue. You can take this, and then what we're gonna do is sprinkle some sprinkles on it. So make sure that mom and dad are okay with this first, so we don't make too much of a mess without permission. And take a look at that. I'm gonna cover it all in these glitter sprinkles. All right. Cover all this one up too. All right, looks like I got it. And then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna lift it up, and I'm going to shake off the extra. You guys can do it over the trash can. I'm just gonna do it over this piece of paper so you can see what it looks like. And look at this. How cool is that? We've got some flowers, and we've got their stems. And now, if you wanted to, you could maybe draw a sun up here, or you could draw a little bit more grass on the bottom. And then you can write across the top our memory verse for this week. And that comes from Philippians, like we read. So right across the top of your paper, we're going to write, I can do all things through him who gives me strength, right? So I can do all things through Christ, who gives me strength. You might need help from mom or dad for that part. But then when you guys are done, you'll have a really cool reminder to hang up on your refrigerator or on the wall, or maybe to give to somebody just to brighten their day. All right, you guys, have fun creating, and I will see you again next week.